to AFRICUNIA Television's news updates, reaching you from our studio in the nation's commercial capital, Lagos, Nigeria. I am Deborah Ezeh. We begin from Nigeria, barely 24 hours after terrorists who hijacked the Kaduna-bound train released a video where they threatened to kidnap President Muhammadu Buhari and Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Insecurity fears heightened at the Federal Capital Territory, leading to the immediate closure of all unity schools in Abuja. This was after 3 soldiers sustained injuries in an ambush by Boko Haram terrorists in Buhari Area Council of the FCT. The soldier from the elite Guards Brigade guarding the FCT, as well as the presidential seat of government, were ambushed along Buhari Kubwa Road while on patrol of Buhari area where the Nigerian Law School and the Joint Admission Matriculation Board is located. The wounded soldiers have been moved to 7 Guards Medical Center where they are currently receiving treatment are in a stable condition. When contacted, the spokesperson of the Guards, Captain Godfrey Anebi Abakpa, confirmed the attack but declined further comments. And yesterday, the Federal Ministry of Education, taking a cue from intelligence reports, directed the immediate closure of all unity schools domiciled in the FCT while ordering immediate evacuation of students. While some schools had directed students to vacate latest on Wednesday, July 27th, other schools disseminated messages to parents asking them to come pick their children yesterday without a fail due to rising fear and anxiety emanating from reports of reported threats. And now moving on, the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress has expressed its preparedness to commence a 3-day warning strike from Thursday, which will be immediately after their 2-day nationwide protest that began today. But the Nigerian Employers Consultative Association has advised business owners not to shut down their operation in response to the Workers' Solidarity protest. The NLC has also warned that it might take the proposed 3-day warning strike indefinite if federal government fails to resolve its protracted industrial disputes with public university workers that downed tools over 5 months ago. The NLC has said the protest would hold at all the state's capitals today, while the mega rally will take place in Abuja on Wednesday to pressure the federal government to meet the ASU demand. About 40 NLC affiliates, including aviation, bank, oil and gas, electricity and construction workers, are expected to participate in the protest. And now away from Nigeria, Tunisians were called to the poll on July 25th to decide whether they endorse a new constitution that would give extensive powers to the president. Many activists rejected this referendum, saying it is part of Kais Saied's authoritarian anti-democratic drift. According to the head of the Electoral Authority, 12% of voters had cast their ballots at midday, claiming it was a good turnout. After voting, Said defended the stance, saying it would end economic and political stagnation. There is no dictatorship, said the leader. As I said in the explanatory document on rights and freedoms, this constitution protects them, and the revolution is defended by people who stand up to those who undermine it. Some, however, says this text could put a halt to the democratic movement which emerged after the Arab Spring in 2011. As a new constitution would allow the president to name judges, revoke members of the government as he pleases, and his bills would be given priority treatment. And meanwhile, Somalia's parliament agreed on Monday to give Prime Minister Ezeh more time to form a government, a month after his appointment to the Horn of African nation. Barre was initially expected to name a cabinet within 30 days of his appointment on June 25th, but said the delay was due to the country's protracted election process that culminated in May with the selection of Hassan Sheikh Mohammed as president. Observers have voiced hope that Mohammed's presidency would draw the line under a political crisis that blighted the rule of his predecessor Mohammed Abdullahi Mohammed and threatened to plunge Somalia back into violent chaos. Barre vowed to establish a government within 10 days after Parliament approved the extension. The new government will face a host of challenges, including a looming famine and a grinding Islamist insurgency. Still on the African scene, the death toll from a bus accident in central Kenya has risen to 30, and the passenger bus carrying an unknown number of people fell off a bridge and plunged into a river along a highway from Meru to the capital Nairobi. The bus must have developed brake failure, but it was at a very high speed when the accident happened, said senior police officer Rono Bunei. Bunei said early Monday that the death toll grew to 30 from 24 overnight, with others hospitalized with injuries. The accident is the latest in a series of deadly crashes in Kenya and across the wider East African region, where roads are often narrow and police blame speeding drivers for crashes. We go on a short break now, and when we come back, it's updates making the rounds on the foreign scene. Stay with me.
Do you have a clue? The best bank for me and you, where the interest is nice and cool. AFRICUNIA day for you. Trust is our virtue, cause we make it all about you. Our great plans are open to you. All you need is to make a move. Ooh, AFRICUNIA bank will give you more. You know the interest in your fixed deposits, it's more. AFRICUNIA bank will give you more. And you never go like us, we always giving more.
And now welcome back. On the foreign scene today, Russia said it will cut gas supply to Europe from Wednesday in a blow to countries that backed Ukraine, while missile attack in Black Sea coastal regions raised doubts about whether Russia will stick to a deal to let Ukraine export grain. The first ship from Ukraine may set sail in days after or under a deal agreed on Friday, the United Nations said, despite a Russian missile attack on the Ukrainian port of Ezeh over the weekend. And a spokesman for the military administration is saying another missile had hit the Odessa region on Tuesday morning. Politicians in Europe have repeatedly said Russia could cut off gas this winter, a step that would thrust Germany into recession and hurt consumers already hit by soaring inflation. And now moving on, 3 people, including the suspected gunman, were killed in a series of shootings early on Monday in the Canadian province of British Columbia. Police said the shooting in the city of Langley, a suburb of Vancouver, started around midnight and that 4 people were shot by what was believed to be a lone male gunman. 2 men were found dead and another man and a woman were injured. The woman is in critical condition in hospital, and police said the shooter, who they identified as Jordan Daniel Gogin, who is 28, was wounded when they located him and he was shot dead at the scene by officers. While Canada's gun homicide rate is less than 1/5 of the US rate, it is higher than that of other rich countries and has been rising according to Canadian statistics. And now, still on the foreign scene, China delivered stern warnings to US officials about House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's possible visit to Taiwan. A foreign ministry spokesman said on Monday, confirming a report by the Financial Times. The FT report published on Saturday cited 6 people familiar with the Chinese warnings as saying they were significantly stronger than the threats that Beijing has made in the past when it was unhappy with US actions or policy on Taiwan, which is claimed by China. When asked what kind of response China was seriously prepared for and if it would be a military or diplomatic response, Zhao said if the US side is bent on going its own way, China will take strong measures to resolutely respond and counteract. The United States should be held responsible for any serious consequences, he added. We now head to the sports scene. Lionel Messi and Neymar combined to devastating effects as Paris Saint-Germain trashed Gamba Osaka 6-2 on Monday to finish their pre-season Japan tour with 3 wins out of 3. The star forwards both played the opening 70 minutes in Osaka, and Neymar scored a first-half penalty before setting up a goal for Messi. Messi then returned the favor in the second half, releasing Neymar for the Brazilian to notch his second goal of the game. Kylian Mbappe got his name on the score sheet with a late penalty after coming on for the final 30 minutes. Pablo Sarabia and Nuno Mendes also scored for PSG, who now hail to Israel to play Nantes in the French Super Cup in Tel Aviv on July 31st. And finally, retired American athletics sport champion Michael Johnson has found himself in hot waters after he questioned the accuracy of the clock at the World Athletic Champions in Oregon, which saw a Nigerian sportswoman, Toby Amusan, smash the 100-meter hurdle world record with a stunning semi-final time of 12.12 seconds. I do not believe 100 hard time are correct, the multi-Olympic gold medalist tweeted. Johnson has since responded to the online criticism by saying his comments were simply part of his job. In questioning the times of 28 athletes, not one athlete, by wondering if the timing system manufactured, I was attacked, accused of racism, and of questioning the talent of an athlete I respected and pretended to win. Unacceptable, but I move on. End of quote. And that concludes the news updates on AFRICUNIA television tonight. Do follow all our social media platforms on Jointum, Pangam.ct, Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter in that respective order. You can link us up on www.africunia.tv and also by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Once again, I am Deborah Ezeh. Bye for now.